Hey everybody, I'm not sure how many are interested, but here's Karen and my ride today. After a couple cold, rainy days, we had a 50-degree, sunny, blue skies, no wind, and decided to take advantage of it. So off for a 33-mile ride. It took us a little over probably like an hour and 40 minutes, but we're going to do this in 9 minutes for you guys. So after we drop down out of our house, which is a nice 2-mile drop down, we have to cross the Ivy River, Ivy Creek, I guess they call it. And that's the bridge that's been put in after the hurricane wiped out the last one. So we always have a nice fun little 2.5 mile descent to get out of our house. And then we have to cross Mars Hill Highway, the old Mars Hill Highway. That takes you up to Mars Hill. And we're crossing Little Ivy Creek that feeds into the main Ivy Creek here on this bridge that survived the hurricane. And now we're going under I-26, Interstate 26. So our old Mars Hill Highway doesn't get as much traffic now that the interstate goes right by. So it's great for cycling. So we're on a little road called Long Ridge, which leads us up to Mars Hill. It's kind of a back road, and it's a nice gentle 4 to 6% gradient for a couple miles. And this is just a gorgeous ride. We start pretty much all of our rides going this direction to get up to Mars Hill, which then we have multiple options. But we climb this fun little twisting climb, and coming the other direction is even more fun, obviously, because of going downhill then. But kind of a nice way to get warmed up, and then we're rolling into Mars Hill on what's called South Main Street. We're coming up to a stoplight here where Highway 213 goes right through Mars Hill. If you go past the stoplight, that's North Main Street up ahead of us, but we're going to take a left here and get on Highway 213 and head out of Mars Hill. Now, if we took a right, it'd drop us down about a mile to the interstate, I-26, but we're going to go left and right through Mars Hill. And the buildings you see here on our right and our left are all part of Mars Hill University, a little private college that was actually established, I believe it was 1856. So this school's been here a while, as you can see by some of those buildings. But this new building to the right, that white one right there, is a brand new student union, and it's not even open yet. They're opening it up here in January after the kids get back from Christmas. Brand new student union. Hey, there goes a group of cyclists on the other side of the road. So Karen and I weren't the only ones getting out today, but yeah, all these buildings here are part of Mars Hill University. So pretty much without Mars Hill University, there wouldn't be much Mars Hill. So we headed out of town, took some back roads, and now we're over on this gorgeous descent. We ride this one a lot from either one direction or the other. It's kind of rather than being on Highway 213 to go south, we take these back roads that head us basically in the same direction, but relatively no traffic whatsoever. So get off the highways with all the cars and take back roads. And so this is just a gorgeous descent. Karen Turbo Girl's right behind me. She kind of likes me to take the lead on some of these downhills, so I think she can kind of follow my line and gauge her own speed off mine. And so we drop down, and again, this is just one of our favorite places to go riding because there's just gorgeous roads and scenery and no cars. And on a 50-degree day, even though it was sunny, whenever we drop into the shadowy areas, and you'll see here in a few seconds, as we drop lower and lower and lower into this, I don't know what you'd call it. I guess around here they call it a holler. They call it a little valley. We get into the shade here. And man, that 50-degree temperature, which feels good in the sun, drops to like, I swear, 40 degrees. It's like right into a meat locker. And it's just what a difference that solar radiation makes when you lose it. And then how much enjoyment it is to pop out back into the sun. We cyclists tend to wear a lot of black, and in the wintertime it really helps to absorb that heat from the sun. And so, so we're just, and again, just loving this descent. Now, if you're coming from the other direction, obviously it's a bit of a grind. But we drop down to the bottom here, and guess what? We're going to cross. That's right, Ivy Creek again. So this Ivy Creek, we're in what a lot of people call Little Ivy or Ivy Creek area because it just winds through the mountains here. And if all the roads, you have to cross the creek numerous times, which is no big deal. I know when I cross here in a few seconds, there's a little bridge And I go to the left because whenever you cross from a road onto a bridge, there's always a transition, like a expansion joint or whatever you call it. And it just felt, it's a lot less bumpy on this side, and I make sure there's nothing coming. And then back over to the right-hand side. And again, Turbo Girl, she's following right behind me. So we climbed up out of that valley, I guess you'd have to call it, across Highway 213, and now we're actually dropping down into Marshall, North Carolina, down to the French Broad River. So this is a really fun, another fun descent. I think you've had videos of this one before, but I let Karen take the lead on this one because it's kind of fun to follow her for a change. And so this is like a good mile of just screaming, probably 6 to 8% gradient going down. We probably 50% of the time come up this road, and about half the time we go down it to get into Marshall. Marshall was the little town that basically got wiped off pretty much, I hate to say wiped off the map. A little stop sign there as we merge onto what they call South Main Street. So we're basically on the highway now right into Marshall. And the town just got decimated by Hurricane Helene and the flooding of the French Broad River. I think they had 27 feet above flood stage. And so like our favorite little coffee shop, bike shop, was pretty much totally destroyed. But the owners rebuilt, and a lot of the businesses and individuals, I think there was a lot of GoFundMe money involved, and probably hopefully some federal dollars involved, helping people get back on their feet. So this is the drop. And so when you think of the hurricane and all the rain we got, and all these rivers basically run into the French Broad River, which I think I read somewhere is like one of the oldest rivers in North America. Geologists have done some studying, and they said, yeah, the French Broad River has been here like for thousands of years. And there it is. And so it's a pretty good sized river. And you can imagine 27 feet above flood stage, where Karen and I are riding right now, we would be underwater. And so most of these buildings were flooded and gutted, and so they had to be gutted. And the town has done an amazing job. Those apartments on the left were just decimated, and they've been rebuilt, and all the businesses. So we left, after we left Marshall, we did stop and have a quick mocha to warm up. Dropping back, just crossed Highway 25, dropped onto what Ivy Branch Road. That's right, we're following the Ivy River Creek again. You can see it off to our right there. So this is where it feeds into the French Broad River. And so there it is. And during the flood, if Karen and I would have been riding like this, we would have been submerged. The water was well above our heads. And there were so many trees along this stretch of road, you could hardly see the river there, but now they're pretty much all gone. So again, we climbed up out of there, and Karen is back on the front, leading us back up to Jupiter Road. There used to be a town here called Jupiter. And I've been told, like back in the 30s and 40s, 1930s and 40s, like 100 years ago, it's a thriving little town. Now there's houses, there's no businesses, no gas station, no post office, nothing. Just residential homes. But it's called Jupiter, and now we're on what they call Jupiter Road, which is actually Highway 119. And this is the road that we live on, but once you cross I-26, it's called Barnardsville Highway. So that's what we just turned off of, and now we're onto our little Ivy Hill Road. Ivy Hill, named after Ivy Creek. And so we're just 100 yards up the road here off of on Ivy Hill Road. It's a steep little 10 to 12% gradient climb we have to finish every day on, but it's just 100 yards or so, and Karen always likes to stick it to me right there at the end. Into our driveway, and I appreciate you coming along. I probably won't be posting much for a while. I'm having a total knee replacement in 2 days, so the riding will have to take a back seat for a couple months, but hey, have a great day.